God doesn't wait for you to step inside a church to listen. He meets you in traffic jams, office desk, the shower, morning walks, or a tear-stained pillow. Every place becomes a sanctuary when you call His name. Hello, my friends. Welcome back. Grab your gloves because we're about to pour some magic. My name is Tammy, and I'm so glad you joined the cast with me today. We're going to do something today that I've wanted to do for quite some time now. I just haven't slowed down long enough to do it. I want to make some cute refrigerator magnets out of these scallop seashells that I collected myself. I've seen these floating around. These are not new to the crafting community. A lot of people have done some beautiful things using these scallop seashells. And here are the ones that I have collected. I want to do something really neat with this one, but I don't know what I want to do with it yet. It has a little chip in it, but I thought maybe I could just hide it some kind of way with maybe a resin art piece or something. And then I have a whole bunch down in here. I don't have a lot of scallop ones left though, because I've used them all. I had this thing filled up, but I love using seashells to make resin art stuff. I love beach themed pieces. So I picked out some things for us to do these a little bit different. Now I don't know if we're going to use all of these, so I just picked out a few that I might like. I want to turn all of these into refrigerator magnets, so I don't want them to be huge, you know. This is about the biggest I would go for a refrigerator magnet. I did drill 2 holes in this one right here because I have a really cool idea for this one that we're going to try. I want to do this one decoupage, and I want to use these beach themed napkins right here that I picked up. I kind of want to grab that starfish and maybe some things that are around it. That's where I want to start with that one. Yeah. And then we're just going to do some other things in the other ones that I picked out. I'm not real sure what I'm sold on yet for each of those. I just know I want to do that starfish one. And then I want to do some that have the beautiful pink, blue, and yellow and purple water in it, like a sunset, with a few dolphins floating in one, or swimming in one. And then maybe, I don't know, I have all kinds of little things here that we could do. So we'll pick out some of that and do that. And then I have one right here that I want to do that's going to look like fairies. I picked out this cute little fairy right there. And we're going to put that one in there. And I'm going to have to cut out something to put on the side over here, I thought. Out of those two, I don't know. And I might use that butterfly or not. I'm not real sure. And then I picked out some of this and maybe these mushrooms right here that we could decorate it with. And I went to Hobby Lobby and picked up some rhinestones to put on some of my pieces. And I've never tried these rhinestones before. But the reason I don't like using the acrylic rhinestones is because they're always scratched. And that transfers over into your mold. But I opened one of these up in Hobby Lobby because I was going to purchase it. I knew. Even if I didn't like it, I was still going to purchase it because I had opened it. I could always find something to do with it. And I realized, I'm glad I done that because I realized when I opened it that these right here are of really good quality. And they are not scratched. So I thought that was pretty amazing. There's a lot in here. And I picked up quite a bit more. And I caught these 40% off. And some of them are $5. This one's really pretty. So yeah, I picked out a bunch of those. But the ones you need to stay away from, I mean, do not make any kind of mold using these from Hobby Lobby. They're down on the bottom shelf and you think, oh, that's a big old bucket full of them. Or the ones at Walmart. Do not purchase the ones like this. What you're going to get are scratched up pieces. These are not good quality to make molds with. So stay away from them. I know they're tempting for the price and how many you get, but just stay away. Don't do it. Don't do it. Take it from me. I've wasted a lot of money buying these and no, it just don't work. I usually buy the glass ones and they're expensive. They are pricey. And then I bumped into these, and I'm so glad I did. And then I found another one on Amazon that's not glass. That's really good, too. I'll link it in my description box. And those are really reasonable as well. They're not glass either. So, I thought I would share that with you. So you don't have to go through what I went through and waste all of that money. So we're going to do something really cool using these. And make some molds. I'm going to use some of these for my slipper challenge. And if you don't know what that is, I shared a post the other day on my channel. So if you want to get in there and join, make sure you go check that post out on my page and comment in the comment section below if you would like to be entered in the drawing for that. I'm going to pick 2 people. Let me find my slippers. Okay, I found them. I'm picking 2 people. And I'm going to ship you out some of these slippers here. And what's really cool about these, if you missed the video, you can use it this away, and then when you turn it over, there's a big, huge space in there where you can throw in some shaker bits, put your acetate sheet on it, seal it, and then your slipper is a shaker. But for the slipper challenge, all we're doing is rhinestoning your shoe out or decorate it however you want. You don't have to do rhinestones, but I'm doing rhinestones for mine. So I'm probably going to use these that I picked up from Hobby Lobby. So if you'd like to grab you some, they're 40% off right now. That's a good deal. And I'm going to put rhinestones on my slipper. Then you're going to make a mold out of that with the silicone that I'm going to send you. I'm picking 2 people. And I'm going to send both of them the silicone. This is plenty to make. If you were to make a mistake, you can make that shoe over and over and over again. This is plenty of silicone to do that. So I'm going to send you several slippers and the silicone. And then we're going to create our shoe, make a mold out of it, and then pour in our mold. And then we're going to share all of those on my community page, and then the rest of my subscribers are going to be the judges and pick whose is the best. We're going to start off with this one right here, and I'm going to get my Mod Podge out. I want to use my Sparkle Mod Podge. We're going to get our napkin out. And then I'm going to take the napkin apart by removing this white piece away from it. And now we need to pick out what we want. So those shoes would be cute, wouldn't they? But I know I want the starfish, so I'm going to take some water and I'm just going to spritz my shell with a little bit of the water, and that's just going to help get my napkin on there. I'm going to go ahead and get some of this in my cup. I had to buy a new one because I was out of my other one. So we're going to put a little bit in there. I can't stand my bottle getting dirty on the outside because then the lid is so hard to come off. When I was at the bottom of my jar, the last one that I had, I hardly couldn't get the top off of it. Alright, it's still wet, so that's good. Now we're going to go ahead and get our napkin in there. I think I'm just going to cut it. Go ahead and cut it. And I'm just going to use a cheap throwaway brush and start brushing the Mod Podge on. Okay, now I'm just going to take my file here, and I'm just going to run it, whoops, right along the edges. Oh, goodness, if I don't mess the center up. And that's just going to get that excess paper off for me and not tear my napkin. I'm going to take a toothpick here, and where my holes are at, I'm just going to make sure they're pushed all the way through. Just like that. I have this napkin right here that's beautiful. So we're going to Right, and do this one with it. I bought this Fun Faith sticker pack from Hobby Lobby. It was 40% off. And I thought we could match up something in here to put inside there. Oh, how he loves us. That would definitely fit in there. Seek him. I am a child of God. We could get that in there. Or we could go smaller than that. And do maybe love, faith, pray. Or we could do faith over fear, trust God. We are God's masterpiece. I mean, there's a bunch in here we could do. These are beautiful. Walk by faith. That would match really good, wouldn't it? Grace upon grace. That would be really pretty. Create in me a pure heart. Oh, I love that. And what I was thinking is we could decoupage the napkin on there and then resin the sticker in there and kind of decorate around the shell. What do you think? I think I'm sold on that create in me a pure heart. I think we can get that in there. Don't you think it would match? Okay, let's get it decoupaged and see what we can do. And I'm going to use my glitter Mod Podge again. Let's get our napkins separated. I don't think we're going to be able to get that cross in there. What do you think? I think we'll just do the beautiful edging there. Okay, I'm going to set this one over here on the fan to dry. Okay, next up we're going to do the fairy house in the shell. And I'm just going to paint inside of here because I think she will look good up against that background. You can see her really good with her little mushroom. So we're just going to make it real sparkly in there. So we're going to paint this inside the shell. Now I'm going to take some of this and we're going to add it, a little bit of it, right down here. Just like that. And I'm going to let this dry. And then we're going to mix up some resin to finish these. And this fairy house, I wonder if we should go ahead and put the outside on it, because I'm going to use these two ribbons. And we're taking the ribbon around. I'm laying that one down first, and I kind of want to take this one and wrap it around this one. Kind of like that. And then glue it. I'm going to hot glue it. Start from the bottom. And then it'll be around her house. Or we could just do something like that right there. I don't know. But I think I'm going to get some UV resin out and UV resin her in there and these flowers down before we lay the resin. And I guess we'll just glue this when we get done with that. So I got my UV resin. And we're going to put her in the back with the UV resin. And then I'm going to do the mushroom in the epoxy resin up front. See if I can bend her a little bit. Get my light out. I'm using my Let's Resin curing lamp. I love this lamp. Go ahead and get her in there the way I want her. And we're going to hold that down while it cures. Let's go ahead and cure that up. Alright, now I put the mushroom in there, and we're going to go ahead and seal it right there because that's exactly where I want it. Okay, and that's how we're looking. Isn't that going to be so cute with the vine going around this ribbon? That is going to be so cute. I've got some little mushrooms here. I think we ought to add maybe 2 or 3. Let's see. We'll do that in the epoxy resin though. Yeah, we'll add a few of those down in there. And should we put the butterfly in there or not? We could squeeze it up in there. Right over there somewhere. Like right there. What do you think? I think we should. Let's go ahead and get the UV resin on it and get it sealed in there. Right about there. Oh, I need another hand. Okay, now that looks good right there. So let's go ahead and seal those so that way they won't float when we put the epoxy resin in. Now, let's see if we can match a little flower to put in there somewhere. Let's see if we can find one. This one will match perfectly. Just need to figure out where it looks best at. Does it look better right there? Look good right there? And then maybe get some little tiny ones. Okay, I think I'm going to settle for that. So let's go ahead and get our flowers locked in. Because if we don't, then they'll move when we put the resin in there. They'll start floating. Okay, I think everything looks good on this one. We just have to put the outside of her house on, but we're going to fill her with resin and lock everything in so it doesn't move. But we're not doing that yet. We got to work on our other shell first. Now we're going to take this red and white paint and we're going to get one of these out. Let's see which one will fit. I want a little bit bigger one than that. Perfect. And we're going to get some little shells. Like that. That don't go in there, it goes in there. And then we're going to get, I'm not going to get one of those. Let's get one of these. Put it right there. And then, did we do a little turtle? These little white ones. All right, let's see if I can do this. I'm going to start out with the white. Okay, I am done painting my lighthouse. And now I'm going to try to draw two birds in here. I don't know. Let's see. We'll want our lighthouse about in the middle. So let's draw one here. And one here. So let's see. Let's get one more. About right here. So that looks good. Now let's tack our lighthouse in there with some UV resin. Which I don't think we need to do that because the lighthouse isn't going to float when we put the resin in there. So yeah, we don't need to do that. We'll go ahead and build that when we do the resin in there. So we're going to put these down at the bottom of the lighthouse. And I'm thinking about putting this bird up top there. But I don't know how I feel about that. So we'll see. Let's go ahead and take our Folk Art Treasure Gold and we're going to paint around the edges here. Okay, now I'm finished painting the gold. I went up a little bit right there. So we're going to let that dry. I have our epoxy resin here. I'm using the Bond Crafter epoxy resin. So we're going to go ahead and drizzle this resin in here. And I'm going to make sure I get everything. Now we're going to do this one. And I am going to put that bird right up top there. So I'm just going to add a little bit of resin there. And put him right there. I want to take some of this and add it in there. I'm going to add a little bit of the red and a little bit of the yellow. And maybe a little bit of the blue. Now, on this one, I want to go back to it, and I'm going to use the crystal clear glass glitter chunks from Laura's Art Corner. See how sparkly those are? You don't want to get them in the resin, though, because if you do, they're going to disappear. So, I'm going to drizzle them right out here. Alright, and I'm going to add some of these water beads. I call them, that's what I call them. Right here in this. Now we're going to work on this one. I'm going to put some resin in there. And then I'm just going to make sure it gets everywhere in there. And now we got to figure out what we're going to put inside there, and then we're going to decorate the outside with these beads and pearls. I had another one over here. Might put some of that on it too. We'll see. I think that Walk by Faith is probably going to look the best in there. But we're going to have to trim it down. And I'm going to use my little paper edgers to give us that right there. See? Gave us a pretty edging. I'll spritz some alcohol on it so it'll get off of my finger. I don't know if you can see. I'll just hold it up. We're just going to push it down in there. Kind of like that. I think I'm going to stick that word faith in there. let's take some of this and put it here. And then let's add some of just kind of decorate it. Now we are finished putting our resin and everything in our pieces here. Something fell in there. So now we're going to let them cure up, and then we'll decorate the fairy's house right here. I think I'm going to put like a few of these little crystals right there on the fairy's house. Oh yes, that's beautiful. Yes, definitely. That looks good. Okay. Now I'm going to add a little bit more of the resin to here because I need to drizzle it over the lighthouse. Okay. Now I think everything looks good. Yes. All right. Now with this extra resin that I have left over, we are going to I'll meet you back when everything is fully cured. This has been fun. I hope you enjoyed it. I can't wait to fix that fairy house up. It's going to be so cute. All right, see you later. Okay, I finished it. I went ahead and made a little loop on this one so you could hang it. You know, I have little hooks on my refrigerator so you could hang it instead of putting a magnet on it. I thought that would be a cute idea for this one. But look how stinking cute that is. That is so sweet. Now, what I want to do to finish this off is take some of these flowers here. Now, we don't have any big ones left of those that we used, but these would look really pretty too. So what I think I'm going to do is right here where the glue is at, I'm going to stick a few of those there to hide that glue. Okay, I think I am finished with this one. I dropped a flower out of there. I don't want to lose that. These flowers are very beautiful. And flowers like this are not cheap. So I don't want to lose any of them. I forget where I got these from. So I couldn't tell you all. I think someone gifted them to me. And here it is. I added 2 to the back as well. I think it just really topped it off. Thinking about putting a leaf or 2 back there next to those too. But that one is so very sweet. Love it. Now this one, we need to, I don't know, this just looks, but I like simple too. It's cute. It's nice, dainty, simple. Not a whole lot more we could do to it without overdoing it. So I think we're just going to put a magnet on the back of this one, and I think this one's going to be ready to go. And then this one, we have to finish the what I have planned for the holes there. Okay, so I took these little beads right here, the tiny ones, and I put them on the top of my little jar here after filling these. This one's filled with sand and like a little message in a bottle. And then the other one is filled with little seashells and sand. And we're going to try to get those, one right here, and then the other one on the other side. So I just took this stretchy cord here, and I ran it through that hole. See, I'll show you. I just cut it, and then I just slid it through one of my holes back here. So now, they're too far apart from the edge to put a jump ring in there. And I couldn't drill the hole close to the edge because it would have cracked the shell. So I had to go up like that. So what I'm going to try to do are take these little crimpers, and I'm going to use the gold. But let's try to put one of those in here and crimp it. Put it on here. And then crimp it. I'm going to pull it down to where I want it. And go ahead and clamp it. Okay, that should be good. Now let's do the other one. Okay, my little things that I was going to use are silver. I don't have any gold in these. What I was going to do is take this right here. It's a crimper with a jump ring on the end. So I was just going to put it on there and then have that to hang. But I don't have any gold ones. So we're going to have to improvise. I'm just going to take my little glass bottle here. I'm going to run it through there. Figure out where I want it to hang. I'm going to let it hang a little bit lower than that one. So I'm going to tie a knot in it. Okay, so we want it about right there. So I'm going to take that same crimper that we used up here and put it on here. And then crimp it. Cut off the excess. And then there we have it. Super cute. I love it. And we are finished, my friends. This was so much fun. I really enjoyed this project. And I hope you make some of these yourself for your refrigerator at home, or maybe for one of your friends. Now we need to put our magnets on the back of these two. So I'm going to use my J-Diction epoxy glue. It's 5-minute fast setting glue. I was just shipped this recently, and we've been using it to see how we like it. So I'll let you know how that's going. So far, so good. But I need to use it for a little bit longer to let you know what I think about how it holds up and stuff. And I'm just going to use this little paper here and squirt some of this out onto it. Just like that. Then I'm going to clean the tip of this right here so we don't glue it together. And it'll be easy to take off next time we use it. Or easier. And then I'm just going to close it back. I mark which side is the one I need to keep the right side on, because it's part A and part B. So I just mark that right there to make sure I close it on the right side. These two. And these are very strong magnets. So we're going to use this right here. I'm just going to grab some of that glue, put it right there. Get my magnet on there, and then let it dry. All right, I'm going to set these in front of the fan and I'll meet you back when they're dry. Our magnets are pretty good on the back. They aren't dry or fully cured for 24 hours, but they're okay for us to look at them. And then we put one on the back of here. Now this one, we didn't put one on there because you can hang this one on your fridge on a hook. I have these little magnet refrigerator hooks, and you can put it on that, or you can hang it somewhere else. You don't have to put it on your refrigerator. So I wanted this one to have a different option than the rest. So let me know which one's your favorite and why it's your favorite. And let me know if you really enjoyed this project. That will help me out in choosing our future projects from here on out, to know what you do like to see and what you don't. And also, if you missed the slipper challenge that I posted last week, if that interests you, then please make sure you comment under that video. We're going to be doing the drawing in about 2 more days, and I'm going to pick 2 people to do the slipper challenge with me. You can find all the details underneath that post. But you'll be shipped out, the winners will be shipped out several of these little slippers here. And you'll be shipped out some silicone. And this is enough silicone in case you mess up, you'll have enough to do it again and again. And you'll be shipped out several shoes too. But we're just going to decorate the shoe. I'm going to be doing rhinestones with mine, make a mold out of it, and then cast in your mold. And then the rest of my subscribers are going to be the judges. So I thought that would be a whole lot of fun. And it's not about showing each other up. This is just something that we're doing to have a good time and enjoy ourselves. I thought it'd be a whole lot of fun. So if you think you would enjoy that, then please go find that post and drop in the comment section that you would like to be entered. And it's about that time, my friends, for a sweet goodbye. And I will see you in the next video. God bless you. Goodbye, my friends.